Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. In the last episode, we started out this area over here where we're going to do concrete blocks for some substantial increases in our manufacturing of machine parts. A few other things we want to have a quick look at before we get into that. And the one is chemical plant. So we now have a chemical plant, if I can find it, a chemical plant, right? Which takes... It has to have other recipes than that, right? So let's just plop it in here. We put it there. We have a quick look. We look at recipes. Is that... No. Can't be. Can't be. Okay, well, clear this thing out because that's not what we need. Oh, vehicle management 2 is done. We want to look at our vehicle production as well. I've added an extra storage here. Let's go here. Ammonia. Ammonia. Why is this locked? Oh, we need fertilizer. I see. Okay, fine. Fertilizer is not underway yet. Edicts into fertilizers. Okay, fine. We'll come back. We'll come back to it. We're not quite ready yet. The other thing I wanted to have a bit of a look at is large vehicles. Large vehicles. So if we go here and we look at this guy, right? We've got the room things that we need to actively build that, right? The large vehicle depot. Let's pop that down, say somewhere over here. Have a bit of a look. Now, if we want to build these guys, what do we need? We need machine parts 2, vehicle parts 2, rubber and diesel. Vehicle parts 2, rubber and diesel, or vehicle parts 1. So basically, actually, let's look at that again. And these guys all they also need iron, steel, and vehicle parts 1. So we want to slowly upgrade this. So what we need to have a look at is how we do vehicle parts 2. So if we look at our vehicle parts 1 over here, that I don't think we can do vehicle parts 2 in the Mark 1. If we had a bit of a look at we don't have a Mark 2 over here. Oh, no, maybe we did. If we have a look at it over here, oh, here we go. Do we not? Do we have to do it in here? Ooh, we have to do it in here. And in order to do that, we are going to need glass. Vehicle parts, steel, and glass. So, okay, so vehicle parts, let's start off with vehicle parts. Vehicle parts is done with mechanical parts and electronics. So, at the moment, we've got mechanical parts over here, and we've got electronics over on this side. So, I kind of wonder whether we make a start in moving some of these things, right? So if we move electronics up here somewhere, and I kind of think we ultimately need to get rid of some of these kind of things. Yep. So this one is as simple as, oh, it uses rubber. Oh, interesting. That is super interesting. Okay, excellent. And we want to move all of that. So we'll do some of these guys, right? Let's just redo this one. Do we need to redo that one? Do we leave all of this intact over here for the time being? And what we could do is we just run this guy over to this area for vehicle parts 2, right? Okay, so let's look at that. So then if we go, so then it's this and it's steel, which is up here. And we also need glass. Okay, so let's look at glass then. Glass, a glass maker, put there, right? A glass maker needs needs molten glass to create broken glass. So what is the one? The mixer. Do we create it with the mixer? I don't think so. Do we? How do we get molten glass? Let's go with mixer again. So if we did this mixer, that's definitely not doing it. That mixer is not doing it, and this mixer is not doing it. So definitely not mixer. So let's have a look. Who is doing molten glass? Oh, it might be. Is it in here? Is it this guy? This guy does molten glass. Okay, here we go. So molten glass uses a glass mix. Okay. A glass mix. Sorry, a glass mix, coal, and it does molten glass, and we get slag from it as well. So I'm kind of no, don't do that. I'm kind of in two minds on this. Our area for smelting is happening over here, so I'm kind of wondering: do we extend the smelter? I don't think we do because I don't think we've got the ability to really go and extend this smelter too much, just because of our terrain in this area. So we've got the glass maker. We do need a smelter, right? So if we get the blast furnace and just go back there, have a look. 30 gives us 24. So 1-to-1 ratio is what I think we need, right? Okay. One to one gives us 12 glass plus some broken glass, which can go back into the smelter. Glass mix, on the other hand, if I go here and we look at glass mix we can create with sand and limestone and salt and acid, which we have a bit of extra acid to work with. Okay, so so this is where it gets kind of interesting. So in order to do that, so we do need to start digging up sand again, and somehow we can't use manufactured sand for this one, like we do with the other one. Okay, so the next one is we need to start digging up sand again, which of course is a completely reasonable thing for us to be doing. Is to just dig up some more of this sand, and then we also need salt. Mhm. So for salt, we will be using a evaporation pool. So salt is gonna take this and generate direct, or we can do brine. And we've got a level 2 as well, an evaporative heated one. I guess we might just start with this because we don't need that much. So basically, 2 of these gives us enough for one glass maker, right? That's correct? Oh no, glass mix. I need to use glass mix. Yeah, 2 gives us 60. So 2 gives us 6, which gives us 60 glass mix, which gives us back to blast furnace. Back to blast furnace over here 30. So we can run 2. We can run 2 of them with 2 of these guys. Okay, so let's start by building a couple of evaporation ponds. And where am I doing this? Our sand situation is over here. We need sand. We do potentially need some of this stuff. I don't really want to build in this area. But we really don't have a lot of room. So I guess something like this is probably about right. Okay, and in order to do that, we do need some seawater pumps. So let's grab a seawater pump. What does this give us? This gives us 108. So we only really need the one. So let's go a little bit off to this side here. All right, so give me a seawater pump over there. Then we'll grab a couple of evaporation ponds. Yeah, let's just do it like this. We'll do 1, 2 of them, and I believe they can quite comfortably expand going forward, right? We'll do 1 into there, 1 into there, and that will, if we set the recipe to just go straight into salt, right? I think that's gonna be good. We're gonna have more than enough, and we're gonna start to at least create what we need to be doing over here. So let's do that. I won't necessarily rush it. So what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and unpause that for construction. We'll give ourselves an area where we can store. Oh, actually, salt needs to go into a loose storage. I might. You know what? give ourselves a little bit of room and then pop the loose storage over here, just in case we want to expand this one. So let's quickly do that. So if I copy this and we pop that in there, that gives us the room to expand it a little bit. And we'll place some stuff in there. Okay, so now if we did this, there we go. So we'll do we'll do that. This guy could give us some brine as well at some point. It can? I can't remember. Anyway, we'll do that, right? So we'll get this built. So go ahead and unpause all of that so that we can make a start on this. This is already waiting for product, right? Oh, actually, this needs to be pipe 2. Let's go ahead and upgrade that to pipe 2, please. And I guess that should then be sufficient to fill up these a little bit more effectively, right? Excellent. That should be all good. Really? Does this need pipe 2 as well? Just upgrade it to pipe 2. It shouldn't need pipe 2. Anyway, we'll do that because if we expand it, we'll definitely need it. Okay, so all of this is coming. Here comes our salt. Excellent. So salt is being created off of our salt production over there. Okay, so we'll start having salt. We need to start digging up some of this again. So let's go ahead and get ourselves back into this operation here to start digging up some sand as well. Okay, that's good. So we'll start moving on that. Kind of wondering then if glass needs to be made somewhere over here instead. Anyway, so that's the first steps. Then for glass mix, let's just go back, have another look. Glass mix. We also could use. We'll need sand and limestone, and then if we add the acid, which I think we'll do, you'll use less. So we've got limestone, we've got this, we've got that, and we've got that. So we can quite comfortably start using a mixer to do some sand mix, all right? And then they can start building the stuff over here. So I guess for us to, I mean, we could run the slag directly this way, but let's maybe do that. So tree harvester needs some more action. So we are cutting these trees pretty effectively now. So keep trimming out the trees over here for me. Thanks. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, so mixer. Give us a mixer. Let's have a bit of a look. So that's so it's this mixer here. Right, let's just plop it down to start seeing some stuff. So we'll generate our glass mix from over there, right? So it's going to need inputs like so our glass mix comes out and it goes into the blast furnace. So let me grab a bit of a blast furnace over here. We'll pop that one over there. We'll clear out these recipes and we'll go straight for that one. We're going to need 2 of them. They're going to take in coal, and then we're going to get the molten stuff out and we're going to run it out that way. So 1 of these into 2 of these into 2 of these. Okay, so that's kind of the plan. Let's have a quick look at our levels here. Just want to, I don't want to build into this area really. So I guess maybe this spot here is then the most appropriate one. So let's do that. So let's do 1 of these. Actually, let's just cut that one, which has already got every. It's kind of an issue, right? So anyway, this one. Yeah, so we need multiple stuff to come in on this side, right? And we need acid to come in as well. Okay, if we leave this path open here, and ultimately we may expand some stuff on that side. So let's start it over here somewhere, right? So we'll say 1, and let's flip it around and do 2. So we'll do 1, 2 like that. That should give us at least a little bit to go on. That gives us the ability to expand. Let's get rid of this guy. So one of these goes into, so we need 4 of these guys. So if we go and cut that one. Let's do, say like this, right? 1, 2, and then, oh, actually, let's flip that around. That and that, and then what we'll do is we'll cut the whole thing and move it so that it kind of makes sense here. I guess something like that is then probably okay. Okay, and then we need these guys. No, we'll cut that one and we'll say you are gonna run 1 to 1 in these guys, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4, like so. We'll go 1 to 1 into those, and we need some containers. So let's grab some containers, which we will need a few of, right? So we will need. Let's do. Oh, okay. That's what I had in mind. Yeah, so we're leaving room for the big containers, right? Not sure it's necessarily all that bad. So 1, 2, 3, 4 big containers. So what we have here is we've got actually how much broken glass do we get off of this 12? And if we look at this guy, there's another recipe as well for broken glass. So 1, 2, 3 of them will give enough to generate one of these. Okay, so I guess we need a fair, but do we need the really big ones? I don't know. Maybe we won't need the big ones, but what we'll do is let's do this. So we'll leave some room for it, right? Probably we can, make room for. Doing this, right? So that was a little bit of a bummer there. Okay, now, so we need to bring back the crushed glass. Okay, I can flip these guys around a little bit, to be honest. So let's do that. Let's cut this guy, and what we'll do is we'll flip it around over there, and similarly over here, I'll cut this guy, and we'll flip around like so, and then then we can run the stuff appropriately. Okay, that's good. We can bring it back into one of these directions. In addition, we need salt, and we need sand, and that's it, right? Salt and sand and limestone. So there we go. So that's pretty much the trick there. And we will also need some. I'll do it like this, right? Just so we could potentially have a little bit more here. So what we'll do is we'll do that. Exactly right. And then we'll R it here. We'll do that. So that gives us, wow. Doesn't actually need to be that high. Can we... I think maybe let's redo this one. Let's cancel that. We'll try it one more time. And we'll just go over the top, right? Give me 2. And we'll do that. Yeah, I think that's okay. So now we've got acid coming in here. So we'll say this is acid, please, right? So that's going to be acid going in there. Then we will have... we will need salt. Let's just do that. So salt, sand, Actually, let's just do limestone, salt and limestone. And then we'll do sand as well. Sand, wood chips, sand, please. And the last one we'll do is we will do the broken glass thing, right? Broken glass. Broken glass. Okay, excellent. So that's the start of the glass setup. Okay. So so what we'll need to do, and I might need to move stuff here to make sure that we've got the appropriate levels here. I think we may be a little bit close. So let's do. I think this is. This is potentially quite appropriate over here, right? So let's push this kind of out to. I'm kind of wondering. Let's do it this way. Let's push it like that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut all of this stuff. And we'll move that. Yeah, we can't get too close on that side. So I guess instead we'll do. Yeah, we'll just do this. I think. Need to find what that level is, right? That we can run this stuff, right? So we'll do something like this. I think that should be okay. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to run. Okay, actually, we need to understand from what level we can get to level 3, right? What are the two? Let's get the other recipe in here. Oh, this one. hang on. This one doesn't go here. These go. This one goes over here. So what are we getting here? We need coal and okay, excellent. Good, I've checked. So this one goes in here with coal as well. So let's just do this, and we'll leave a bit of room there, and we'll do that. And then this one actually needs to be coal instead. So coal there and coal here to be fed in there. So this one really only needs the 3. And they don't necessarily need to be super high then. So let's just find what that looks like. If we needed to go up to 1, 2, that's the highest that it needs to be. So ground, 1, 2. So let's do it basically here. So cancel that. Oh, I just messed it up. 1, 2. Okay, so we'll do that one. Do that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to stop the snapping. Oh, no, and keep it running at that kind of general level. And we'll end it up there. No, we will end it up here and tie it in like so. And we'll get this one sorted out in just a minute. Then we want to do the second level. So let's go up by 1. And we'll run it all the way here. And we'll drop it down. And then we'll do one on the lower level. And we'll tie it in over there. And then similarly, we will also be doing, go up a level, please. And tying that one in over there. And we'll go on that lower level and tie it in there. There we go. So that is all good. What we also need to just do is we want the U-shaped connector to be placed in where? What happened? I placed it on the ground. Nice. Let's cut that one. What? Okay, let's cut that one. We'll go up, and we'll tie it in there. So now that would work, right? So now we can run basically glass in there. Let's do this one. We need to go up a level and no. Keep hitting the wrong button. No. I want the U shape, please. The U shape there, we go up a level. Forget about the R. Go down a level and then tie it in there. And start this one again. Go 1, 2. Go about the R. Why? We'll do that, and all we need to do is let's just tie this one in here. Come on. Wrong one. There we go. And if we put the R in place, we want to get up there. Is there a reason it doesn't want to? Just do this, and there we go. That's the one. Okay, now it seems fairly logical, and all of this stuff should be workable, and we'll get that in here. And then we have outputs of the sand stuff. So again, we've got 1, 2. Actually, we need. I guess this one will be that or that, right? So it's not gonna. It's gonna be either or, right? And we'll probably go this way around. And so what we'll need to do, I think, is we'll just cut this one, bring it. I think actually we could do this. We could place this one over here. Oh yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, and now what we'll do is we'll want to run. I think run it to up to there. I think this will work, yeah, because it's only going to be one additional level, right? We're just going to run coal on the other side, and we'll probably run it right here as well. So let's just do this and that, and do this, and we'll do that, okay. And then what we'll do is we'll cut this guy, and we'll run it above the same thing, right? So we'll put it in here, and we'll effectively run it up one level and keep it running here all the way to there. And we'll tie it in there, up a level and in, up a level and in, and top level and in. So there we go. So that is the start of the glass setup. And then from here we need to obviously take out slag, I guess, to that side, and potentially also if we're scrubbing somewhere over here, we could do that as well. But anyway, this is a 1-to-1 ratio, so I'm comfortable to just do this, right? So it's going to be very easy for us to decide which ones we're going to be working on, and then similarly, we'd be wanting to bring this stuff over here, right? So I guess if we go up one level, and we tie that in. Okay, let's go back to about there, and we tie that in like so. And then similarly, we'll do something like that. Yeah, I like it. I like it. That gives us our glass mix back into that area. And now we can actually have glass out on this side. We still need to get slag out. And, oh, I didn't flip these two around. So let me quickly flip. No. No. What? Something's funny. Let's just copy that and paste there. And then we see. I think I just need to flip these two. They're the wrong way around. So let me cut that one. And what we'll do is we'll flip it and place it back in there. And what we'll do is we'll cut this one and we'll flip it again. So I flipped them, but flip them in both the wrong direction. So now we can probably run slag out that way. So if we were to say, can't get it over the top. Yeah, we can't get the slag to go over the top here. Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. Okay, so let's try. Really? It doesn't. How much room did it need? It went straight up from there, right? So this one should be pretty straightforward to, we could just do that. Right? It can even do this, right? And then this one, how come it's being such a problem? I don't mind that. That's okay. And all we need to do is tie this one in there. Okay, so that's okay. I don't mind that. So slag is on the way out that way. And then I guess what we need to do is just for the time being need to get the exhaust out as well. So if we look at exhaust, for instance, a smokestack or a smokestack level 2, basically, I'll add it here for now, right? I guess we need I'm thinking we need a splitter as well, or a pipe, a fluid splitter, a pipe balancer, basically. So something like that, really. Oh, it's not connected. Oh, I don't think it can connect directly. So what we'll need to do is let's cut this one, move it out by 1, tie that in there. And then what we need to do is find, so we can obviously run them. So let's go back up to about there, and then we'll tie that one in. What is that? Okay, so something like this. Wow, that's a bit weird, awkward. We'll go there. We'll go like that. We'll go like that, and we'll go. Get me there, and then get me here. We'll go there, and what we'll do is we'll trim this, okay, and we'll tie that one in over there, and we'll see about tying this one in like so. So now at least that gives us a little bit to go on, and we can actually get that out, and this can kind of maintain. Yeah, okay. Now what we also need to do is grab a storage. So let's at least do something with a bit of a storage over here, and I guess something like that's going to be a reasonable starting point. So we'll go and say there to there, there to there, there to there, and there to there. Now, in order for us to start getting all of this to work, of course, we need to build some of these things. We don't need to build all of it, but we need to build some of it, right? If we want to start making glass. And I guess we can make a start on the glass already. So let's do that. Do we have sand available? No sand whatsoever. So I guess we can slowly start to fill up some of these things, right? So let us go ahead and spend some Unity on building everything up to there. We'll build this. We'll build that. That's okay. We'll build these two. We'll build this over here and that over there. Build that one. And I guess at this rate of 48 sand, or that gives us the 60. We need the 2 of them, right? So we'll start by opening up 2 of these guys, and all the way down to to there, right? So let's get built on that. Get that built. Get this built. Get that built. This, and that built. And what we also need to build is this kind of for the slag bucket over here. So we will go ahead and grab ourselves. Yeah, we'll just do this, right? So let's just grab ourselves. Well, let's cancel that. Let's just go with the one. And we'll build this slag bucket as well. Here we go. So that means that this guy should be up and running straight away to be able to sort things out for us, right? As soon as these things are arriving. So bring in salt, bring in limestone. Actually, bring in lots of limestone, bring in lots of salt, and bring in lots of sand, right? So now you can start bringing in all of these things. You are immediately bringing in lots of acid, please. Just do that. That should keep it nice and full. And we also want a little bit of coal ready to go over here as well. And what we want is this is the slag bucket. And what we want to do is we want to keep the slag bucket empty. So that should work, and that should give us glass as soon as we start seeing some of the arrivals of these items. So that's good. We've got the research for fertilizer. So let's quickly pop over here and have a quick look at the chemical plant, which we wanted to do earlier. So if I did chemical plant, now I can see that we can use ammonia plus oxygen to create fertilizer. And I guess that is the plan. So instead of burning that stuff off, and how much does that actually take? 12. And how much does this thing generate? 9. So one chemical plant is going to be a reasonable use case here. So let's do. I'm kind of wondering if I do it over here or how. Do I do it on the other side? Let's potentially do it on the other side here. Okay, let's do that, and we assign a recipe. We're going to go with this recipe for the time being. So that wants to bring in the ammonia, and we will. Okay, so let's do that. Let's grab. Give me a couple of these fluid storages. Actually, we'll just do something like this, right? Get yourselves a little bit of fertilizer to start the maneuver. At the same time, I'm thinking, give me. Yeah, we'll have to. I don't think it'll be necessary to flare it, right? So we'll go here and we'll go like that and like that, so we can start there, and then we'll just pause that one basically. And what we also need to do is get the oxygen separator or the air separator or whatever they call that, distillation derivatives. Where was it? The air separator. I think it's here. Here we go. Air separator over there. Quite easy for us to just grab the air separator like so. We'll flip it and we'll rotate it. And then that should be fairly straightforward, right? So we'll do that. We'll get this one in there, and we will basically, we don't even need the large smokestack, I think, right? Yeah, just the tiny little smokestack to get rid of those items. So that gives us then fertilizer basically as well. So let's do that. What I'm going to do is quickly build all of this stuff. And well, once that's up and running, I will go ahead and pause this one. So this should be, yeah, we've got tons of people here. So let's do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the flare. So now the air separator is generating some stuff. It's going to effectively, get the nitrogen out to the air. And then slowly we're going to have enough here to start filling up some fertilizers. And then we'll need to plan what we're actually going to do with that fertilizer. But for now, I think that's a good starting point. So are we seeing any sand or anything? Limestone and salt is arriving. Sand is still a bit of a problem. So I guess what we're doing is we're not actively digging out the sand, right? So at least put one of these guys on sand as a priority for me. It will run through here and we'll be able to get sand and move it along to the next stage. We haven't touched this thing yet again, and we are slowly busy doing it. So we've got fertilizers ready to go. Let's have a look at our new edicts. We did, in fact, upgrade this guy. So any new edicts in here, or it's just extra levels of edicts that's now been updated, so we could potentially ramp certain things up a little bit. So we are consuming large amounts of food to generate a lot of unity. I might drop that down a little bit, and we'll see how that goes. Cargo ship fuel consumption, I don't think that's a big deal. Maintenance is being reduced a little bit. Fuel consumption is being reduced a little bit. We could up that, but that's enormously expensive. We're not going to do that in terms of unity just yet. We're not super fussed by the water as such at the moment either. So I guess all in all, looking okay. So we've got the increased population, which is sometimes running, sometimes not, based on whether we've got some additional room. So I think that's okay. We don't need to look at that much further. We've got new health boosts and things like that. So that's okay. We've got more vehicles available to us. We've got the chemical plant, including the shredder and things like that, which we can maybe have a look at as we go forward. We've got glass making in place, and water recovery is not yet a thing for us. And we need to start looking a little bit more closely at vehicle production as well. So hopefully glass making will slowly start to happen now. Yeah, all of this is nice and loaded, ready to go. Ready to go. As soon as we get sand, we'll start making glass at quite a rate here. Okay, so that's okay. So the next thing I wanted to have a quick look at is water recovery. At the moment, what are we flaring off here? We're flaring off steam, right? This guy is outputting low pressure steam. So low pressure steam, let's quickly have a look. If we go to power and we go to, it's not there. It's probably then, where would it be? Is it water or cooling tower? So cooling tower, we can use it to put the water back into place there, right? We don't have advanced, let's have a look at power, right? Do we have the low pressure turbines? No, we don't. That's still coming. But for now, I think water extraction, let's do a cooling tower in here. How much does a cooling tower take? It takes 24. So I guess it's just going to be the one, right? Oh, no, it's 2 cooling towers for this operation. Interesting. Wow, pretty pricey, the whole cooling tower thing here. Okay, so let's do that. We'll input that back in there. The rain is... Oh, hang on. My bad. So we'll do 1, 2 cooling towers. We will put that in there. And we'll say, actually, this is going to be priority in as well. And what we need to do basically is just tie these in. So give us a pipe. And basically we're going to do that, and we're going to do that, and that gives us 24 and 24. That's going to be fine. Let's do that. Let's see if we can build these cooling towers and start at least gaining a little bit of water back into the system, so that these guys can run a little bit less. But I guess that helps us out a little bit. So now we've got the cooling tower running here as well. And what we can do here, right? We don't have anything else coming in here. What is this? Oh, okay. Well, what we're doing is I'm just going to switch off that, right? So we can still vent out other stuff, but we're not venting out steam, right? So there we go. Now, nice and black smoke over there running. Okay, so at least that's all working. That should be putting water back into the system for us. I'm kind of tempted to upgrade these a little bit. I do like the fact that we have more water on hand than anything else. Let's use Unity and we'll upgrade those. So this is all working. This is nothing backing up over here. This should all be working, and we are starting to generate some fertilizer out of it. Mine control tower area has no designations. Interesting. Okay, so we're slowly getting through this. I guess what we're trying to do now is let's run, well, let's continue to flatten out all of this. Right, that's kind of the plan. So come on, guys, let's flatten it out, and you can dump it straight over here, or use the ore sorter if you so need to. But that's okay. Large generators didn't give us anything else, but if we go back to power, I think now we can have a look at these diesel generators. Instead of having the 800 kilowatts, we can actually have a 5 megawatt generator, which is something that we can obviously use as a backup if we need to. So let's close those out. Large vehicles is something that we're starting our journey on. What's it saying? High pressure turbine needs a transport to output steam. Let us have a quick look here. Let's lock off that one. This should be 24 into 24, right? No problemos. Okay, I think that's probably the issue. Let's quickly let's demolish that, and let's demolish this, right? And I think that should help us out. What I'll do is I'll just use Unity to clear that out, and now I think that should be fine. These guys shouldn't have any problems to keep going here. Might need some more of these guys to keep the inertia going, so we don't have too many issues here. The issue here, I think, is that if that water is full, right, then this will start becoming a problem. Okay, hang on. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just redo this. Let's redo these guys. Use Unity to clear them out. Okay, right. What I want to do is I want to provide a pipe balancer over here. So clean those stuff out in Unity, please. Right, I'm going to grab a pipe balancer. Where? Yeah, I'm going to just put it there, right? And then what we'll do is we'll pop in. Yeah, pause it there for a second. Ooh, not quite what I had in mind. Close that one, lock it out. Give me pipe level 1 again. And what we'll do is you go in there. You go in here. You go in there. You go in there. And then you can go in there, right? And so what we're saying is these are priority outs for us, but you have that out that you can go into if you need to. So that's fine. Let's quickly build all of this with Unity straight away. And then all of this stuff should be running again, no problemos. And we should be getting our water. And if we have if our water is completely full, yeah, this should be fixed. Yeah, if our water is completely full, we will just start venting the steam over here. So I guess that's the plan. We do need to make sure that we've got somewhere to take the fertilizer, which obviously the farms. We'll have a bit of a look at how we deal with that in a minute. So I think glass is being prepared. Yes, excellent. Glass is running. It's waiting for products. Our output is full. Output is full. Let's have a look. Output of what? Output of this. Not enough space for the output. Really? Is there a piece that we haven't built? How much is that going out there? 24. Oh, there is a piece that we haven't built. That piece. Okay, so now that will come out and everything will start moving yet again. And we do see we've already got the broken glass in here. And I just want to make sure we do broken glass first. All right, just so we keep using the broken glass as best we can. Excellent. So that will start generating way more glass for us so that we can really start looking at some of these other bits and pieces for our vehicles. But I guess that's where I'm going to leave the episode. There's still a lot for us to do. I am happy to report that we're seeing some really healthy numbers on all of these things, which means that we will slowly be able, we'll be able to a little bit more quickly expand on some of these operations. But that is the plan. In the next episode, we will continue to see what else we'll move in here. Vehicles is definitely one thing that I want to expand upon a little bit. But I guess for now, we're in a reasonable position. We've got vehicle parts 1, we've got glass. So vehicle parts 2 will happen next, and then we'll do vehicles because we've got tons of rubber available as well. And then I think we'll start looking at the new concrete setup, while we also start looking at, continuing to flatten out this area a little bit more aggressively, I think. But yeah, all in all, looking pretty good. And now reclaiming some water as well, and not putting the ammonia back into the air, but using it to generate some fertilizer, which I think the plan would be that we need to store it up over here a little bit, right? The vegetable options, basically, we need to add maybe a little bit of fertilizer to the mix here. So what we could do is we could put some target fertility in place, but we would need to bring in fertilizer. I'm not too sure how we're going to do that, apart from probably just bring in a tank somewhere over here and start filling it and then running it to all of these different areas. But anyway, we'll have a look at that, and also have a look at whether we want to maintain these farms exactly the way we are, or we'll make some updates. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.